So as I was saying, I use Hootsuite then here, along with the CSV files to do bulk uploading, bulk composing. So you can see a bulk composer. I use Hootsuite. I've upgraded my plan because I have such a range of different companies. I've had to kind of split them up a little bit. So we have the hot tubs, we have the marquees, we have it's got even have a health company. That's great, healthcare company, and the DJing. So I split it all up a little bit, and it just using the Hootsuite lets me do that fantastically. So I'm going to move on a little bit and talk about social media plan and what happens to if we do acquire lots of new customers. Well, we're working on that. I see we're quite a different company. With us being a service company, it's not like we build, we farm apples and if we get more customers, we just need to get more apples and send them out. Well, we're slightly different than that because we're a DJ company at the start. We can only have that DJ doing one gig that night, so everybody wants Saturday or a Friday night for DJ. So the only thing I can do is completely fill up my calendar, and then if we get to a stage where, because I'm turning down more than 30 gigs in a year, then we'll have to employ some other ones. So my idea of employing new staff will be a simple way, which would be there is DJs out there. We need to make sure that the DJs out there have exactly the same equipment as me. It's quite standard equipment, so linear speaker system, the same sort of DJ booth. It's very simple design I use for my DJing. That just makes sure we sell it all correctly. I'd want them to have obviously the PAT testing reports, their public liability insurance in place. And if I find these people, would employ them on a self-employed basis, contractual sort of basis. So rather than employing them properly, it wouldn't work in our situation because it's not regular work. So we would then get the request from the clients, and then we'd pass the details on to the colleague, and we'd take a cut off the top, 10-20%, act as an agent in that sense. And if that did get to that point where I was employing people, I'd then be focusing my work on hotels, where we could look for contractual agreements where we'd do all their weddings for a certain price. And then as long as I know I've got 3 or 4 DJs, I'll go down that plan. That's the plan there. Now, we don't really have to worry too much about keeping the customers that we've got. So retention, especially with our other businesses. So the Cube is a high expensive price. It's something that people may hire once for a wedding, that kind of thing. The DJing, people do book regular. If you've got someone, like for instance, I've got a few families who just love what I do. So when any of the family come up with something, that they'll book me. And that gets rewarded. What I don't do, what I've always done is been very clear with my pricing. So on my website, instead of saying, give me a call for a quote, I put my pricing on. I want it really clear. And I very rarely discount those prices. When I do discount them is usually to retain customers. So the acquisition is not about doing a promotion or a discount to get new customers. I don't think that's looking for the right quality of my type of customer. I will do a full price, but I will wow them with exactly my skills of work, with the rig that we have, our professional, the way we work compared to our competitors. A lot of the DJs are pretty naff, to be fair. And then I'd use the discounts to retain customers that we currently have. Okay. And that's how we're going to use, that's why we have the website, that's the clear pricing. That's why we have on our social media, our Facebook, we have the products on there and the pricing on there, what they do. It doesn't say from. We have a £2 delivery charge per mile if we go out of 40 miles. So I know that I'm not going to get stung on any prices that people do. When it comes to marketing sort of budgets, we spend roughly about up to £30 a month on Facebook adverts. I like Facebook adverts because we can really target people. So if we look at Facebook now, are we on? My microphone is. And we look at our ads. Here we go. You can see I've got something else there. £518 over the last, let's see what it's over. Okay. don't want to see the top. Thank you. So here it shows you the different adverts we've done, complete amounts, how many people it's hit, and I like that. I just like the way it works, and when it shows you the people that you want to kind of hit. The last advert we did was to get people to come to a gig I was doing, and that was we marketed to people who were following my Go Disco site and their friends. So I didn't want to target just everyone in York or anything like that. I just thought I might target people who knew who I was. So they'll just see a randomer come up saying, "Hey, go to this gig." People who may have heard of me, friends of friends, then would get it and say, "Hey, you know, this guy's playing, do you want to come?" That kind of thing. So that's currently running at the minute. It's all going a little bit slow, I'm afraid. I don't know how to get that. I think it's got a loom running in the background. It's a bit confusing. It lets me target anyway. I could target. Oh, here we are. People 25 to 40, living in England. That was for the Qs. People in England over 18. Leeds people 15 to 25. People like nightclubs. These are different sort of groups of people that I target with my advert. We also use a lot of video. The problem I've got with video sometimes is that if I'm DJing, I'm using Facebook Live, that kind of thing. It's a good chance that it's going to pop up saying that I'm using music that I don't have the rights to. So I'm currently working on how that works. We're using YouTube, and if you look at my page, I'm kind of getting away with this by using just different sort of sites, but I am working on how to make it work. So we're using video here. I'm just fine. So we're using a lot of videos, and we're also using sharing through YouTube. So let's see. I set up a nice room in my garage. So I'm using things like the logos. So little things like that seems to be working well for me. Come on this little page. I'm doing funny competitions, things like that. Check out this link. Yeah, so I'm using YouTube. I'm working on my YouTube. So if I go to my YouTube channel, I'm going to get caught off Loom. So just show my YouTube channel. You see my kids go on it. And this shows all my videos of me singing, that kind of thing. The cubes, that kind of thing. So I know that YouTube is a great way of storing your videos, that kind of thing, and sharing it with people. So I'll just end this video because it's going to be running out in 10 minutes. But hopefully I'm getting through my list of showing you exactly how I do everything. I'll just take a break from this one.